Hello everyone, it is Kiara with Home Slice Adulting, and I'm coming to you today with a quick review of Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 1. Now, I only recently got into The Walking Dead when I started dating my current boyfriend. He introduced me to it. He would go to work in the late evening, and he told me, I want you to catch up on Walking Dead so you can watch it with me. So me being the good girlfriend that I am, despite not really being into zombie anything zombie or anything horror related, I started watching it and I got into it. And so eventually, once I started catching up to where my boyfriend was, we would watch it together. Now, mind you, this is the first season of Walking Dead that I am actually watching while the season is going on. All the previous seasons, 1 through 6, I have watched via Netflix because my cable access wasn't what I wanted to be, and now we finally have DVR to where I can kind of keep up if I miss something. So anyways, this is just going to be a quick review because I really, as a fan of the family that you can call it, of characters on the show, I really hated it. And I was watching Talking Dead that came on after it went off, and I don't know why I wasn't aware that The Walking Dead was based on a comic book series. So I guess those of you who have kept up with the comic book, it makes sense that the people who died on this particular episode. But one of the things that they were saying in Talking Dead was that Abraham's character was supposed to have died like a few episodes ago. And I think it is pretty interesting because I figured when I watched the last episode of season 6, I figured it was Abraham from the way he said that Abraham took the first hit like, a man. He didn't really flinch. So I figured it would be Abraham, even though I kind of didn't want it to be. But I mean, character-wise, Abraham didn't have as much to offer to the cast as far as continuing his story. So I think them taking out Abraham was the clear choice if anybody had to go. Besides Rosita, I do not like Rosita. She could have gone and I probably wouldn't have really missed her. We don't even know her backstory, if I'm correct. Like everybody else, we know that Eugene kind of saved Abraham. He gave Abraham a purpose by telling him that he knew how to find a cure, and they were heading to Washington, D.C. after his wife and 2 children were killed by zombies because Abraham was being too controlling. And, everybody else, we know their backstory and where they came from, but not really Rosita. And I just don't really like her, and she was all mad at Sasha because Abraham likes Sasha now, so whatever. Rosita could have been gone and I would have been okay with that. But y'all, I was already mad at Daryl for punching Negan, because we already knew Negan was crazy after he beat Abraham to death with that bat. But then I was very surprised that he did not hit Daryl with the bat and that he got Glenn. And after the first 2 hits and watching his eye pop out, I was like, no way. I was so mad, y'all, and I felt so bad. And he said his last dying words to Maggie, and Maggie was all crying and everything. It was so bad. It was very sad. I just couldn't deal with it, and it was so maddening that I was like, I don't want to watch the show no more. So forget this. But of course I have to keep watching to figure out what happens to everybody else. And it was really sad to watch the person who's been, super strong and been a good leader throughout, the majority of the series, to see him being broken down to, I guess, a submissive type of position instead of being the leader. And I kind of feel like it's an I told you so moment for Morgan. because Morgan did try to deter him from killing Negan's people, and basically saying, you know, if we go after them, you know, they're gonna come back after us. And so I'm just waiting for how they're gonna get rescued, and I really want to see that. But I couldn't be madder that Glenn is gone, simply because, like, we already thought he was gone last season when he was hiding under that dumpster, and I was like, so he survived just a few more episodes just to be actually killed off? It's terrible. I mean, they could have taken Rosita. I wouldn't have minded that much. I mean, they could have even taken Eugene. I'll give them that. They could have even taken Eugene, and I just, whatever. Just tell me your thoughts. I can't really say much more. It was just so maddening and saddening, and the guy who plays Negan did a really good job, and people on Twitter were praising Negan for being like a really good villain, but I don't do that. I've never been the type of person to vote for or vouch for the people that, you know, are villains or on the wrong side, as I would say. So I think the season is going to be very interesting because we've lost two, I guess, pillars character-wise. So we're going to see how this is going to affect everyone, and how it seems like Rick has kind of lost the fight in him, but Maggie's fight was kind of ignited. So we'll see how that struggle goes on and moves forward. Tell me what you thought. Write it below in the comment section. I'm Kiera with Home Slice Adulting. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.